Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Back over here. Long time since I made a video on this channel. I'm gonna come here to talk about the power law and a few other chart. Bear with me, guys. So I just I don't really talk about price, and I feel like, hey, why not make a video about price, right? Because Bitcoin is mostly about number go up. That's half of the conversation, even though that's not the most important thing, but it is half as important as every other thing. So I'm looking at the power law over here, and what's this basically? This just track the record of Bitcoin price, right? Just based on history. In every model, every chart is always going to show just the past record of the price. Right? There's nothing that promising, and I can't really put all my belief on the chart on the model. It doesn't matter because most of those models are gonna fail anyway. Um, Go look at the stock to flow, which is just like a model. It's not really, you can't say if it's failed or not. It just give you an approximation of what the price can be up and down, um, below and or high the target. So over here, we're looking at the power law, and I'm just gonna go straight to the point here. In mid 2025, if you look at on here in mid 2025, it's saying the medium price, right? Like the linear regression, right? The green line is gonna be about 125,000, right? US dollars. So in mid 2025, if you look at by the end of the year, just year, probably gonna be around somewhere 100,000, right? By beginning of next year, right? And then the top, right, maximum would be 380,000, and then the bottom would be 35,000, right? But let's look back again at May 2025. That's about 460,000 for the top, right? So usually they go and end um, somewhere around at the end of the uh, next year after the halving. So let's see, by the end of 2025, so you have about 450, 480,000, and then the average price, which is the the linear regression, about 133, and then the bottom is at 46,000. But if you wanna at mid 2026, the bottom is at 69,000, 59,000, which is about same price we are, like yeah, about this range we are right now, right? So we can crash all the way to 60,000 uh, in 2026, I think. 2026. Yeah, we can crash all the way to 60,000 in 2026. So, I'm not, it's just a long run, a long term thing, saving. So I'm not, I don't care whatever the price does, what the price does in the short term. And one thing I notice is, see the bear, you know, the bear markets used to be longer. So when you take that, this is 2011, 12, 13, 15 of a year, right? So 12, 13, right? So 2 years, and so that's 13 year. you have 23 and 22, 23, 4, right? So you basically it's almost like you see these lines, the years get shorter, right? In terms of like how the length of the bull run and the bear markets, right? The length is getting smaller, the time range, the time frame, and then the up and down, right, go like more often. The vibration go faster, right? So you see in the 2011, you see how long it takes, right? Right, it take like at least 2 years for in the bottom of the market, right? So, but the bottom of this market, the bottom, right, take about a year and a half, something like that. So, of a year, again, 2 years, 2 to 3 years, and the bottom year just like kind of less, right? It's kind of crazy. A lot of people say, "Oh, this bear market is the longest bear market," but it's not true when you look at the chart, right? So the bull started since over here, I'd say since like October 2023, somewhere like that, right? Um, so October 2023, and now we'll go keep in the uptrend, but you won't see that, you know. Usually, you don't see what happened until it happened, right? That's why most people get confused. They don't understand it. They look at the price and they're like, they just can't be patient because it's not about how long you stay in the market. It's not about timing the market, where is the real bottom and get in it. No, you have to be in the market to feel it, to see it, to have skin in the game, not just stay outside and watch when you can get in. That doesn't work most of the time. So that's just for this, the power law. I just look at it sometimes, but nothing serious. I don't really pay attention. I don't really trust any model. I don't, you know, trust in them. I just look at them for fun. And this chart is basically a repeat. Like, let's say you take the last bull and you put it on top. Let's say you like have a repeat, right? See, called Bitcoin cycle repeat chart. So let's say you would have to repeat it based on the same time frame from the last bull one. So you see over here you would have a top about 400,000, 404,000. The second top would be about 439,000, which is silly when you think about it because that doesn't mean because we had it, a double top last cycle, we're gonna have a double top this cycle again. And what I feel like with most people in the Bitcoin space, the crypto space, usually they look at the past and they try to replicate it to try to make it look like the future, right? Which is really weird, really like absurd to me because there's no way the past gonna look the same as the future. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna look at the same. It's gonna be way different, like different market players. Everything is different. Nothing. I don't care how you try to make it. It's not gonna look the same, right? So, but this chart is just for fun again. But if you would have to project, it would have to be around 400,000, which is not that far off as the parallel, right? Because over here, at the end of 2025, um, over here we'll see about 492,000, right, at the top, right, the very top. And then you have 510. So that's basically it. If I want to look at a different chart, I'll show you guys over here. If I want to look at something like long term, okay, reward era, okay, cycle low multiple, okay, cycle low multiple. So this is basically tracking from the past bull runs. It's showing you like how well Bitcoin is doing. So this is October, I think, bottom of the last bear market, and then when we just started to come up here. So we're here right now. We're just on track as green. I would say, yeah, as a yellow line. Right? The yellow line, that's a era, second era. So and that's 2017 bull run, I would say. And yeah, so again, like not all of them gonna be the same. They're not gonna look the same. They're all gonna be different. So um, so it's coming up pretty good. Yeah, like the last bull run was pretty low, in my opinion. It wasn't like that much. Look at the gap between the second and the third era. It's very huge. And this again, you see the red line is also going up. It's higher than the green line. Right? It goes to shows you how low the green was, the last bull one was. So again, let's look at something else. Compare bull markets. Okay. Um, again, I'm just showing you like to compare the bull markets. So the yellow, the so the orange line, yeah. So that's the last cycle. No, that was not the last cycle. That was the 2017 era, right? And the green line was the 2020 era, 2021. So the red one, right, is outperforming right now because it's just coming down. It's not really going up massively. So yeah. So as you can see here, um, the red line, right? So it's not like anything like going up much. So unless if you go back, right, back in that, October 2023, you see the uptrend. But right now you can't really see the uptrend. So the bull run is not even started yet, um, and so that may suggest that the bottom of the next bear market gonna be probably about 69,000 in this range. But yeah, 70,000, 69,000, somewhere like that. And then we can go all the way up to 200,000, somewhere like that, right? 200 to 300,000. So if it has to outperform the 2017 bull run, it would have to go over a million. So over a million, then you would see real performance. So um, let's wait to see, I would say. Um, and then what else can I look at? Look at the rainbow chart. I don't really know what I think about that. So that's the blue bottom, and then as you know, um, over here you'll see the yellow, the one close to the red. The very top here in the mid 2025. It's somewhere around 275,000, right? So the maximum would be 300,000 range. So somewhere around 300,000 for the maximum top, and then the bottom would be somewhere around 100 around 123,000. So 123,000 for the bottom. Um, so that's what this thing is suggesting right now. And then 2028 bull run, the top would be somewhere um, at 1 million, right? So the real bull run for me is in 2028. Um, this, like, in the next 2 to 3 years, it's too short, in my opinion. If you're thinking about 2 years, I think you 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 are in the wrong asset, I think, because it's gonna go up a lot and it's gonna go down a lot, right? So if you want real progress, then you need to be have you you have to prolong your time horizon. You have to have a much more longer time horizon, like um because you have to think way longer than just 2 or 3 years. You have to think like in 8 years, right? So yeah, that's why I look at it. So in 8 years, well, the price, well, now it's below 100,000. In 8 years, let's come back, talk about it, and you are above 1 million. Um, so that's for that, right? So 8 years from now, 2024, that's 2032, right? 2032. So that would be above 1 million, like, at least, right? So, but in 10 years, in 10 years, 2034, I would be above 2 million, right? So, like, that's why I look at it. And also, like, I'm gonna look at the last chart, and I'm gonna show you something else, guys. Stock to income, uh, like, that's another chart here. Oh wow, okay. Projected USD, that's stock to income. Um, that's saying your stock to income, right? The stock to flow to income, how much money, the average income. Yeah. So stock to income. Okay. So it's almost like it's stock to flow model, and it's just gonna show you like how much money, like, the price can be. So in 2026, the average price would be about 270,000 to 300,000, right? And then in 2026, and then you're gonna have the halving in 2028, and at that point, the average would be 1 million by 2029, right? So that would be pretty obvious for everybody, right? 1 million per dollar Bitcoin price, right? 2029, 2030, $1 million Bitcoin. Now I want to show you something. I want to show you guys something why it's important. Compounding um, calculator. This is important to do in your as an exercise if you want to know about investing. Okay, so let's say you have 5,000 right now, and then Bitcoin has been going up at 50% a year in average. Okay, so let's say you go 50% a year and then multiply that by you do that in 5 years. Let's say how much money you make. Okay, your 5,000 gonna be 57,000, close to 58,000. Okay, so you would be making $55,000, or almost $53,000. Okay, with your 5,000. So you more than 10x your money in 5 years. Okay, that's 5 years. So let's take that to 10 years. Okay, so in 10 years, what did you do? You basically, um, instead of 50,000, now you have 670,000. Okay, so 670,000, now you're more than 100x your money in 10 years. Okay, so not a lot of people, I know a lot of people can come up with 5,000, right? You put that into Bitcoin for 10 years, forget it, and then now you come back to it, find your, your key, your wallet, then boom, 600,000, right? Not enough, it won't be enough to retire you, to help you retire, but he will help you. I mean, it won't be sufficient enough to have to get you retired, but it will get you halfway at least, maybe a quarter to there, right? So let's say now you come with the 5,000. Let's say you come up with, let's say you did, say find a way come up with 20,000. Okay, 20,000 become $2 million, $2.5 million more, right? That's in 10 years. Okay, that's 20,000. So how many people can come up with 20,000? So I know a lot of people who take $20,000 to buy a car. Okay, so they take $20,000 loan to buy a car. Okay, that car, the maximum will last you 10 years, 10 to 15 years. Okay, and then after that, the car breaks, right? And you have to get another one, and you, at least your loan will still be paying, right? Loan, your whatever. So I mean, in 10 years, right, the 20,000 become $2.5 million. Okay, now again, this may not be enough to retire you in 10 years, but you're halfway there. Okay, so that's my point. That's why I look at it. I don't think about, oh, look at it, like it's going up, going down. Look at the news right now. Like, buy for 20,000 or 10,000 and forget it for, let's see, let's do 10,000. Okay, so some people say, oh my God, 20,000, that's too much. Okay, 10,000, and then you do it for 15 years. Okay, so I don't know what's your age. 15 years. Okay, so let's see. So now you have $15 million. Get the difference, right? 2.5 million. Like, just because you add 5 years, right? Now it becomes $15 million, right? The money is made over the long term, not in the short term. That's why a lot of people get confused, right? It's made in the long run. The longer you stay in the market, right? The longer you stay in the market, the better off you are, right? So again, I want to show another calculator. This I'm gonna show something else, guys, because a lot of there's so much noise out there, right? I just wanna, you know, like, remove the noise. Let's say you only do, you work in a regular job, like me, right? And then you can only save, let's say, $100 a week. Okay. Um, let's do a week. Okay. So you do that for 7 years. Okay, let's do 7 years. Okay, that's what I think. Okay, I think in 7 years, 10 years. Okay, so that's $100 a week. Put you at, that would be 30,000, 36,000 in 7 years, and that would put you at 200,000. Okay, 200,000 in 7 years. Okay, 200,000. That, remember that you're doing that every week, right? You're not just doing, you didn't put the 36,000 lump sum one day. If you did, like the first day, yeah, right? If you did put 36,600, right? 36,600, right? If you did put it in the first year, right? So you probably have more, right? You see, it would be over a million, right? But the 36,000, you put that over this all the 7 years, right? I, like you dollar cost averaging you every week. You do that every week, right? You didn't do that in a lump sum, like you did that in every week, right? This is the lump sum calculation if you had the 36,000 right now, right? And this is, oh, I just erased that, but let's see if I can find it. I'll find it for you guys. So let's say you did that every that 100, and then you did that every week. You did that over 7 years, and that's how much you get. Okay, so that's 36. You did it over 7 years. Okay, and this is over 8 years. Let's see, over 8 years, how much that would be? That would be just about above 30. So it would be 41,000, almost 42. That would put you at 500,000. Okay, this is the power of a long term. Now 9 years, now you have 1.5 million. Okay, in 9 years, look at it, right? Just because you change, like you extend it a little bit, 47,000, not much of a difference, right? But the return is 1.5 million, right? Every week. So again, like, I mean, there's so many ways you can look at it. Right now, let's say you start with um 5,000, right? You only have 5,000. Life is hard, things are difficult. So you do it, you put like 5,000, and you wait for 9 years. Okay, let's say it's 7 years. Yeah, it's 7 years. Um, that gives you 150,000. But if you do it for 8 years, that'll put you at a quarter million, right? 9 years. Uh, 9 years. That'll put you at almost 500,000. Okay, let's say not 10 years, right? 10 years will put you above 500,000. Then over here, you come up here, you continue, right? You put that 5,000 right here. Wait for 14 years, that's like above 500,000. And then you come up here, right, every week, right? And then you say, okay, I can afford 100 a week. And now you have like another 1.5 million, right? So you add this up, that's up above $2 million. And then this $2 million, you can decide to say whatever you want. Say, hey, I'm I'm old now, I can't work as much. I don't want to retire, but I can afford to, I don't have to work as much, right? I don't have to do a 40 hours a week or 50 hours a week, right? Maybe now I can work 3 days a week. This will be able to help you, right? And you don't want to sell your Bitcoin when you get to those stage, right? Say, hey, I don't want to sell all my, like a $2 million Bitcoin. I want to work 3 days so I can pay some of my bills, right? So now instead of saving, now you may not be able to save $100 a week anymore. Maybe you can save $10 or $5 a week, right? And this will also put you back at 75,000 in the next 9 years when you retire, right? So that's why I look at it, guys. I hope this was useful. And yeah, again, models are nice. They're just good to show you, but the long term, right? Keep yourself healthy, fit body, fit mind, fit um, spirit, and then ignore the noise. Run your own node, right? So my node is syncing right now. I'm just configuring a node setup right now. So it's at 68%, I think. Yeah, so 68% syncing. um I have other node running right now, but it's just like I'm just, that's just an example, right, of what you can do, right? Make sure you have your node running, you're verifying your own transactions, sturdy, right? Go to my website, picover.com, and you can have, um, yeah, you can go there and then learn about Bitcoin, right? So, what did I do here? Okay, yeah, you can learn about Bitcoin. That's in a different language. I'm gonna show you my blog, basically, picover.com. It shows a few things you can learn, how to save to buy a house. If you want to save in Bitcoin, you can do that. You can save. I teach a lot of things on this. So, anyways, I hope you guys enjoy. I'll see you again in the next video. Thank you for watching.